Okay, so I'm going to go through a tutorial here on what to do once you have been able to get your audio, your guide track into BandLab, and how do you actually do the editing, and how do you do, and I'm just going to go into some more depth on editing techniques and overdubbing and that kind of stuff. So number one, we've got a file here that from the Reinecke trio for horn, oboe, and piano that we're going to do, and you can see it was captured, and I'm just going to call this track so we know what that is. And so as I had mentioned, we're going to start the music actually at around 10 seconds. What we want to do here is, and whenever we do this, we're going to find the very beginning of this is the first thing, and we're just going to use this tool here to zoom in and find out where that actually starts. So it's right about there. Okay, so I'm going to use this tool, which is the splice or the cut tool. Right, where we're just going to cut that, and we're just going to delete that part at the beginning, and then I'm going to move this to 10 seconds, which we're. Notice how you see what happened here. This loop tool suddenly came on because I accidentally dragged something here, and I wasn't meaning to do it, but then the loop tool comes on. That's just something to be aware of. You just can click it off if you accidentally do that. So we've dragged this to about 10 seconds, so that's exactly where things start. Okay, so the way I'm just going to beat out the beats here is I just have my wired headphones attached to my computer, and I'm just tapping, which is a few inches from the from the microphone, so that it's just picking up. I don't have to slap or clap hard or anything like that. I'm just tapping, it's picking it up, and that's going to be enough to be able to pick it up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to I'm not going to worry about getting. I'm going to put those clicks in at the beginning, and here's the tempo. 3, 4. Oh, I'm going to bring up my score. You always want to be doing this while you're watching the score, because there are all kinds of triplets and stuff in here. It really makes it so much easier when you can see what's going on, that you can clap. And so in this case, dee da dum dum, that's the rhythm. I'm going to create a new track here, right? And most of the time I actually have 3 tracks of overdub. So when I press record, it's going to give a pre-roll, and so it's not going to start immediately. Then it will start after that. You'll notice that. You see, there's the pre-roll. Okay, so now I've done that, and so now you'll see right about there, when the oboe comes in, that's when I started to get into the groove, get right on it. So I'm going to actually use this. I'm going to use the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use the first 5 of these, and I'm going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to copy that to here, and I'm going to put that. If I zoom in, see, then I can just, you see how that, so now I have a count off. You see, I've got the count off. Dum, bum, bum, bum. You can hear it faintly in the background there, but it's not a big deal. It'll dee da da dee da. You can start it. So then I'm going to start clapping. I'm going to put in this beginning part here. So now you can see that I've got so maybe you feel, oh, it wasn't quite on. I'll just do it again. And then you can just drag that from that corner. You know, and it doesn't have to be completely exact, but okay, so now I'm just going to continue on this, and I'm going to pull up my score. So this is where I ended here. And we're just going to continue. So I got off, lost my place in the score at that point, but this is a good point to make. So if you get off from the music with your clapping, that's an indication that the other people who are playing along with this are also not going to know where the beat is, right? Something happened, some rubato, something happened, and so that's going to be an indication that you need to put in something extra to warn people that this is coming up or to show what's going on there. So in this case, there's some extra triplet rhythm, or there's a triplet rhythm that's happening here. And so we need to look at that. So I'm just going to start this on another track. All right, the chorus chord. So notice here, I went into just beating half bar here, which you can. This is the great thing about this thing. It's not a metronome. You can vary the whatever the subdivisions, whatever is going to be the easiest, whatever is going to be the best. A lot of times it will be a pulse that happens all the time that you can follow it. So let's just show that little retard here. And so I'm just going to say an and there. And see, there's something. So let me just go back here. I'm going to continue this. So at this point, we have a repeat that we're not going to do in the video. So that means we need to take this music out. And we have to decide where we're going to take it out. And we can just simply edit this original file and take it out. So let's just do it from here. Let's just do it from here. right there. And we're going to, again, cut that, and then we're going to find the place. This is about, 73 or whatever, so it's going to be probably in the 140s. It's right there. So we're just going to splice that, cut it. We're going to delete that, and then move this. You can just cut it actually and just come back here. And just, whoops. There we go. So let's see how it worked. And then we may need to refine that. There we go. So you see I just put that near that click. Okay. So you've edited the file. And now let's just go ahead and start from there. So there is something we want to change right there. So just practice. You just practice the clicking a second, and we've got. right, so we've got a little cadenza here. So how do we do that? So we've got bum bum ba da da dee da 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 dee da da dee da dee da. Let's see. Alright, so I'm just going to do that. Alright, so pretty much did that correctly. So now we can just so this is a cadenza, obviously, so it's not necessarily it's metronomic, but she's going to need to know, the oboist is going to need to know when to come in and like that. So let's just give that. And maybe we do it. And like that, right? And yeah, that's it. So you should be able to follow that. So now, then we can continue on. And let's go back and fix that. We actually did it pretty well. I did it pretty well. Just cello rondo is pretty good. So how are we going to indicate that? Probably da 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 da. We just need that subdivision. here, so let's just add that one more. All right, so I actually didn't hit this right on. You see, I came in a little early, but then I can just move it over. There we go. So maybe now we give also, I'm going to put that here so that way if I drag this to another track, it goes to the same. It doesn't move around. It you know, it stays with the cursor. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, so that should be good right there. And then we go on to this next part. All right. Which we did actually pretty well, the initial, but I'm going to start from here and overdub on this track. If I start from here, that means it's not going to erase this. It's going to give a pre-roll and then start recording from that point. Okay, so let's go pick up that transition. So on this, you know, we can just like that. So right here, there's a little bit of a pause. Let's just erase that. Dum. Doodle 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 doodle. And da 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 dum. Boom. And da 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 dum. There's a little bit of a different tempo there. So let's start on that track. there. Let's take a look at it. All right, and we got to the end. So there you go. We got to the end. It took me about 30 minutes to do that right there. And this is probably close to being a finished track. You may want to go through to make sure that some of these transitions and the cool thing about doing this kind of thing on BandLab is that it can be a collaborative process. And if one person needs an extra or needs an extra subdivision of the beat, something's not clear, they can go in and change it and fix it and make it clearer. And And so there you go. And just, the thing about this is that when you're doing these kinds of things, it really makes you a better musician, just because you have to have such clarity of ideas to be able to make this kind of thing work. And and if as you're listening to this, you're following along. If you can't follow along with the track, if you're off of the track, I need to put in something extra there to make sure that I am explaining to all the people in the group how to play. So hopefully this has been helpful, and be helpful in creating your guide tracks and making your recordings, and send them in. We'll put them on our showcase for home performances, Classical Open Mic Online, for Open Classical. Thank you so much.